now. All right. Well, hello, everyone. This is National Sales Director Janice Trude, and I am so excited because tonight we are going to be talking about team building. And my goal tonight is to equip you and explore different ideas and ways and tighten your team building skills. So, who's ready to explore and strengthen your team building skills? Are you guys out there with me tonight? Okay, I know. This is a non-guest event, so it's like, yay, it's just all of us all together in one big living room, all 320 of us. Okay, I believe that there are women out there tonight that can be at 8 active team members in the next 2 weeks and be in DIQ and maybe even be on target for their car. How many of you believe that? Is that you? I believe that, okay? Now, let me ask you all a question. Where would you be right now? And what would you be doing if someone had not brought you into Mary Kay? For some of that could be crazy. Do you know where I would be? I'd probably be working at a hospital as a nurse. That's probably what I would do. But because one woman drove me nuts for almost an entire year and kept asking me to come to her Mary Kay meeting, and I kept telling her nicely to go away, she finally said the magic words, if you come to one thing, I will never bother you again. And I went, and here I am 41 years later. So let me just say the power of one, right? And I'm the only person she ever brought into Mary Kay. I'm it. This is it. Peace out. She's like, okay, I brought you in and I'm on. So if you were asked, can I ask you all tonight, if you were asked more than 3 times to join Mary Kay, would you put that in the chat section? Put your name in the chat section. It's me. It's me. Yes. Okay. Because some of us, I want you all to see this because some of us sometimes think we're bugging her. Well, you probably would think that I was being bugged for a year, but she just really kept on there. See, look at more than 3 times. I want you all to see that. So, and how many of you came in for personal use and how many of you now want more because you've seen more? What is the saying that you don't know what you don't know? And that's really important. So much of team building, I will tell you, starts with learning to connect. So tonight, we're going to cover 3 things. Number 1, connecting. Number 2, look at you guys are killing the chat. Number 2, being intentional. And number 3, follow. Okay, so those are the 3 things we're going to cover tonight. I just want to make sure that I'm diligent on time for everybody. And I'm on top of everything that I need to be for tonight. So let me look at the time. And we're good to roll here. Okay, so connecting. So what is connecting? And this is probably the most important thing that I learned very early on. So connecting is being relatable to what their needs are and how to fit them into the Mary Kay opportunity. So if you've ever taken a personality test, and the one I'm most familiar with is the DISC personality test, it will really help you to learn how to connect with others. What does it say? That God said he gave you, 2 ears and 1 mouth. Okay, so that's because we're supposed to listen. And if we listen, we can connect. So it's not about categorizing people, but to understand others and how many of you have ever, oh my gosh, I think about this so many times. How many of you have ever gone to church, or maybe it's online, and listened to a sermon, and it was so captivating that you thought that you were actually in their story? I mean, you couldn't wait till the next words came out of their mouths because you were really part of that connection. And then how many of you have been to a sermon where you like, I don't understand a thing that they're saying? Okay. Connecting through stories is super important to be relatable. So first, you must know who you are. And I think that that's the important thing. And we're just going to do a little bit of DISC tonight. In any personality test you could do. But if you study the DISC program, the D stands for dominance. These are women who want to get to the top. They are results oriented. They probably don't read directions because they really just want to look at the picture and get it done. These would be people like me. I'm not one of the people. Okay, so that's the D. And we're going to talk about how this all weaves into Mary Kay. The I is for influence. Now, these are the Mary Kay cheerleaders. They're the ones who love all the prizes, all the recognition, all the fun, the parties, and they're very enthusiastic. In fact, when I walked into my very first Mary Kay meeting, they were jumping up and down like cheerleaders. Now, I was the tomboy, and I was like, what did this happen to me? So yes. Okay. So that's the I. The S stands for steadiness. Now, our steadiness women are mostly women who are very involved in their family, and their family comes before anything, and their families are important, and the family time and the vacations. they're also very loyal, okay? And the C stands for conscientious, okay? These are women who are very detail oriented. These women want to make sure that they follow the rules. They want to make sure that there's education. So, if you understand who you are in all that scheme, then it's easier to relate to other people. Now, what I love, and you may not realize this, y'all know what this is. It's called the Applause Magazine. Now, this is a perfect example. I usually take the Applause Magazine whenever I go to a Mary Kay party, or I'm sitting down with somebody over coffee to share about Mary Kay, because it has all 4 personalities inside. Some of you might not have realized that, but it does. Let's talk about that. So if you take a minute to look at this, the D people, okay? So the Ds, you go back to the very back and get to the checks and the money. This is where the money is. This is what the D people want to see, okay? Then you've got the I personality. Then you got to look through here and find out, where are all the prizes? There they are. There's the Star Consultant prizes, all the recognition, all the fun stuff. So that's what you do for them, okay? The S is the family. Now, those are the family stories that are in here. Here's a story about a woman and her family that are in here. And then the C's want to know all the training. And I saw that there's career conference coming up and all the training and all the details. And I share this with you because it's a really good piece of material to take wherever you go. Whenever you're sitting down to talk about Mary Kay to anybody, this is really great, okay? Because it really does have all the personalities in there for you, okay? And I don't want to spend a lot of time here, but I want you to understand a little bit about personality so that you can relate to all types of people. I can be a D, an I, an S, or a C, depending on what I need to be for the other person, and share with them where they will fit into Mary Kay. And I think that's super important too. If I know who I am and you speak first, which is always the thing, this is why we need to listen. And they tell you things like, I'll give you some examples here, but that's the most important thing. Okay. So that you guys can look at that. So look up, if you want to Google it later or take the test, you can certainly do that for more details. But I want to share with you all also about our video lounge, or now it's called our video library. Okay. On your InTouch. If you look at that, there's a lot of It Just Fits, and there are a lot of different video stories that are shareable under our shareable links. For instance, recently I had a consultant who had somebody who would be great at Mary Kay. She said, Janice, she'd be so great at Mary Kay. And she called me, she said she is so super busy because she's a mom with 5 kids. Well, I just happen to know that there was an It Just Fits video of a consultant driving a free Mary Kay car, very successful Mary Kay consultant with 7 kids. So I sent it to her because it's a relatable situation, and she ended up joining. So this is what I'm talking about with connection for all of you guys. So I really want you to hone in on your connecting skills with people, because I will tell you that's really important. And probably most of you are married to somebody who is an opposite of you, okay? That would probably be really, like, if you're an I, you're probably not married to an I, because you probably fight over prizes, okay? So anyway, so you want to be able to have a video that the women would end up, joining, because they see like attracts like. So this is all part of connecting. Mary Kay used to say, find the need and fill it. So in summary, with connecting, it's all about you connecting with the prospect in order to help her see the way in Mary Kay. So does that help you a little bit? Okay, so it's all about connecting and telling the story, okay? And it's not always about us, it's about really listening and how to connect them in there. All right, so a lot of stuff going on in the chat section. Okay, the next word I want you to write down is intentional. This has become my buzzword for 2023, 2024, and probably in the next 21 months until I retire, the word intentional. The definition of intentional is making choices to reflect what is most important. So I find when consultants are casual about inviting people to things or booking parties or sharing information versus intentional, we get different results, okay? So I'm going to give you an example of casual versus intentional. All right. So casual would be talking to somebody and you would say the following, Mary, you'd be really great at Mary Kay. You should come to something sometime, or jump onto something, maybe a virtual event sometime, and see what it's all about. That is casual. Intentional is, Mary, you would really be great at Mary Kay. I would love to send you a little video to watch that gives you more information and invite you to next Thursday's sharing event. I really think you should consider this. It doesn't cost you anything to watch. Do y'all see the difference between casual and intentional? And I think that we're casual because we have fear I think fear makes us more casual. So I want you to think to yourself, is what I'm going to say now intentional or casual? And just pretend I'm sitting on your shoulder, okay? So I want you to be intentional, okay? So you need to see the difference. Now, let's talk about at the skincare class, either while the mask is drying because they can't escape, or maybe at the end or whatever. So casual, let's say the mask is drying and you're trying to kill a little time. You've got the mask on there and you don't want to know what to say. So casual would be while the mask is drying. You would say something like, I've been in Mary Kay for a little while and I really love it. I make some great extra money. Let me know if any of you would like to look into getting some extra money. And that's all you say. Intentional is while your mask is drying, I wanted to share a little bit about Mary Kay. I love this business and all it has given me. Not only the extra income, which has really been great for my family, but also the friendships, the fun, the recognition, and all the great training. It's been great for my family. Plus, I get a great discount on my products. Now, if you think about the DISC, I just covered money, training, recognition, family, and everything that I just said. Okay. And I know you're like, could you say that again? I will. Okay. So while the mask is drying, I wanted to share a little bit about Mary Kay. I love this business. What you don't want to say is, I'm brand new and you're my first people. Okay. So I love this business and all it has given me, not only the extra income, which has been really great for my family, but also the friendships, the fun, the recognition, the training, and it's been great for my family. Plus the discount is amazing on all the products. Okay. I think we'd all, I think I could say we all could use a little extra income these days. This is something I would say while the mask is drying too. I would go on to say, I think we all could use some extra income these days. I'd like to send you home with a packet today of some information. And if any of you would like, I can send a little video that will give you some more information. I'll talk to you about that when we are done tonight. Now, if you see the difference between just throwing it out there and what I just did, after I did what I love, I then said, I think we all could use some extra income these days. I'd like to send you home with a packet today of some information. And if any of you would like, I can send a little video that will give you more information. I'll talk to you about that at the end tonight. So it was just planting a seed, but also being very specific. You're gonna have a packet of information then. And we'll talk about that too. So these are the casual and the intentional ways that we speak to people today. So are you intentional when you invite people to something, when you say something, or are you casual? Okay. Then on the one-on-one session, as you're closing the Mary Kay skincare class, you can talk to them individually and you can follow up with a text message or a video or a marketing or invite them to something. That's being very intentional is also that too. So when you work with intention, you are very focused on the goal. You are very focused on the way to give information. You are very focused on how to get the information. You are just very focused with intention. So your words are not casual, they are intentional. Okay. So I really want you to think about the intent and how you're doing this. Okay. When I speak to a lot of my consultants and directors and they say what they just did, I said, oh, it sounds a little casual to me. So I want you to work with intention. Okay. That's really important. Okay. And the next thing I want to talk about is follow-up. I think this is the biggest key for success and failure in this business. It is in our follow-up with all the things that I've ever shared with you tonight. It is your follow-up. That is layering tight. It's a process. The follow-up on answering questions. It's the follow-up on sending information or inviting them to something and confirming them maybe more than once. Now, I did a makeover event this last week, and every guest who came, I got the names and phone numbers from either the director or the consultant. And I, within 24 hours, thanked them for coming. Thank you so much, Mary, for attending last night. You looked amazing. I'm just going to send you my marketing video just in case you have a little interest in Mary Kay, but you look beautiful. I hope that you purchase our products from Susan, or I hope that you love the products that you bought from Susan, or whatever the connection might be. And then I send something with that. But I really want you to know that when you host a party on Friday and you don't thank anybody till the following Tuesday, that is not tight follow-up. Okay. I know sometimes we get home and we're tired and the next day we're going someplace, but get those four phone numbers, 6 phone numbers, whatever phone numbers and just roll that out. Okay. because I know that follow-up is really important for all of our businesses today, okay? So also I want to say something about text versus voice text and phone calls. It's such a weird time. You know, when I came into Mary Kay, it was, we had one way. It was called a telephone, and it rang. And you actually picked it up and someone was on the other end and you said hello. They said hello and you said hello. I mean, it's amazing. Today, it's called, you know, where's Waldo? You know, you have to find them. You know, it's like, what platform are they on? So I just want to say that when you leave a message, again, leave intentional messages, not casual messages. Like, hey, Susan, thanks for coming last night. Give me a call back. That is not, you know, anything. You guys really have to think of the specifics that you're going to do. And I have really started to like this last year, voice texting or phone calls. And, you know, it's so funny. I think that we sit down and we look at the clock and we think, okay, it's 7 o'clock. Well, I think she might have kids. I wonder if they're taking a bath. Maybe they're still eating dinner. Should I call her? Should I text her? And we play these, how many of you play these mind games with yourselves? Like, should I do this? Should I not? I don't know where all that is. You know what I'm saying? So just call. And if they don't want to answer, I left 4 messages yesterday and then I texted them. I literally did, said, hey, Susan, just left you a message. I was playing old school. I tried to get a hold of you. I do say that I was playing old school, trying to actually call somebody. But I left you a message, check it when you can. You know, I left you a detailed message, check it when you can. So, you know, that kind of a thing. But I think voice texting is really great. I love voice texting because they hear my voice, they hear the interjection. I love to voice text today. I probably voice text more. It's so funny now. So many of my directors are voice texting me back now. And it's like voice to voice to voice to voice. Of course, we have Voxer also too. But I think voice texting is really great. And pick up the phone and make the phone call, okay? Or leave the message, okay? I know that we're all in a text world today. However, voice texting is really good. Because they get to hear your voice. And here's the other thing I like about voice texting. You also know that they heard it because it is gone on the text. You don't, sometimes it doesn't say read on the bottom of a text. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But if they've played your message, it's gone. And so that's the great thing about voice texting also too. They do that. They hear that. Okay. They hear the interjection in your voice. They heard your enthusiasm, your words, your thoughts. You know, I would voice text 95% than just a text with a bunch of letters. And by the way, let's talk about that. If you're going to text a paragraph, which number one, I would say bad idea. Okay. People don't like 6-foot long text messages. If you're going to text more than 3 or 4 sentences, break it up with emojis because emojis are important today because they break up the sentences and people are more apt to read to the bottom. You know, of a text when you have a heart or a smiley face or a thumbs up or something like that. I use a lot of emojis, okay? But if you send a very, very long text, most people are not going to read, okay? So I just want to say that. So those are the 3 things I wanted to concentrate on tonight is connecting, intentional, and follow up, okay? And I know that I'm going to encourage you all, and I've got more to do tonight, don't worry. But I do want to encourage you to all go back and watch this again, take some notes and just listen to this, okay? I do want to also encourage you to take a personality test and find out a little bit about you and how you can relate to other people, because I think that that's really important. Okay, the next thing I want us to talk about is moving up the career path. Okay, I learned very early on that there were 2 avenues of income. Now I'm gonna all need you guys to have a pen, paper, separate piece of paper, and or your well, you can use your cell phone, calculator. Does anybody have a calculator? I actually have a calculator, but some people don't have calculators. You mean that thing on your phone? Yes, it's a calculator. Anyway, that's another story. We have 2 avenues, 50% you make on your sales and commission and up to 13% plus cash on your new team members and existing team members. So remember also too, and I think it's interesting, but just know that it's not your job to train the new consultants. That's your director job. And let me just say something. Let her do her job. You guys don't talk about product and inventory. Let her do her job. That is super important. When you lay a foundation of all you have to do is this little bit, that's where they come in. If you help people to think big, they will do big. If you help them to think small or little or lack, that's how they come in. And I don't want my people coming in small, little, and lack, and neither do you. So let your director do her job, okay? Especially if you're working 40, 50, or 60 hours a week. You know, if you can add 2 or 3 team members a month and receive a commission check because your director is sending her a newsletter, is helping her get started, is getting her off the ground, that's money in your pocket. And somebody else is helping her to be successful. So don't think that you have to do all of that. So I want to take that out of your head, because I think sometimes people or consultants think, well, you know, if I bring her in, then I have to deal with her all the time. Like, wow, okay. And let me tell you, team building is fun. I learned that very early on. I wanted Diamond B right away, my very first year at Mary Kay, because I love sharing the opportunity. And what did Mary Kay say? To pass it on. Oh, I'll do a segue story here. I just had to do this for the company, so I should have this in my head for sure. I'm teaching this to the nationals next month. But in February 13th, 1996, I was flown to Dallas to have my 1 hour time with Mary Kay as a brand new national sales director. Okay, so it was February 13th. We trained the new directors. And then we did, and then on the 14th, we did a Valentine's Day celebration, Mary Kay and I, at the corporate building that we have currently right now. And it was great. But on February 13th, I had 2 hours with Mary Kay. Mary Kay said to me, because I was the youngest national at the time, I was 34. And she said, Janice, promise me you'll stay the course and pass on the values, traditions that I have put into place to the next generation. And I said, Mary Kay, I promise. And so I will finish my race in 21 months. And I will run my race all the way to the end, passing it on. And so I just want you to know, don't worry, I'm not really going anywhere. I'll still be doing stuff. Trust me. That's how it is. I have too much energy. Anyway, I just want you to know that adding team members is really great, because we're doing what Mary Kay asked us to do, is to pass it on. Each time you add a team member that comes in with inventory, you gain. So I'm going to go through this with you because I want you to see the income. You know, if you could make $1,000 in your sales profit and get a commission check of $500, $600, or $700 every single month, that's 2 avenues. Why everybody goes down one street when you're given 2 streets to go down is beyond you guys. It's not that difficult. And with the recession here, women are looking for opportunities. So each time you add a team member that comes in either with a 600 or accumulates a 600, in her first 4 months, you receive a $50 bonus from Mary Kay, plus your commissions. And if you're a new consultant, $220 in free product. What? You guys, I never got that. No, So I'm going to have you do a little thing here. So your commission for your first team member up till 5 is 4%. 4%. So you get a 4% commission check in the beginning. Now that 4% is based on what that order is that she placed, or all the orders that they place in 1 month. You receive a 4% commission check from Mary Kay. Okay. Once you add the 5th team member and you have 5 active team members, your commission more than doubles to 9%. Now, you may not think that's a lot. We're going to run through the numbers here. But when you have 5 or more team members and you place a $600 order, you go from 9% to 13%. So grab your phones or calculator, whatever you have there, or maybe you are really good at math. I was not really good at math. I was good at biological science. I hated math. But that's okay. All right, so let's talk about the income. We're going to talk about money. Ready? So Susie has 3 team members. All right, Susie has, I feel like a math problem. Susie equals 3 team members. I didn't like math problems either. Anyways, and in the month of February, those 3 team members ordered a total of 2,000. Are we good? Easy. Maybe one did 1,200, one did 225, and one did whatever. Okay, the balance. Okay, so you had 3 team members that ordered 2,000. Okay, so those 3 active team members, you received a 4% commission check from Mary Kay for that 2,000. So what is 4% of 2,000? Write this down. I did it already for you. Is $80. So by having 3 people on your team, you have $80. Now watch this. Now let's add just 2 new team members with minimum orders of 225 for a total of 2,450. Okay, so now we went from 3 to 5. And we just added those extra 2 with minimum orders. Now, I'm not advocating that. I'm just going on the low for you. I'd really like to go on the high, but I know how some of us all think. Okay, that's 2,450 just by adding those 2 new team members and having 5 active. You go from 4% to 9%. You went from $80 to $220 by adding 2 more people. So I never understand why people want to stay at 3 when you add 2 more, you more than double your income. Okay. So can you see by just adding 2 team members with minimum orders, and that of course not what I want them to do. If you added those 600s on there, just think about that. So you know, you want to help everybody get off the ground. You just went from 80 to 220 just by adding those 2 people. Now let's take the same 5 people with the $2,450. That's a total of 5. And you place a $600 order. And you are, because every month you're earning the jewelry. Where's the jewelry? I had it here earlier. Hang tight. I got it. I got it. Because you're earning the jewelry. Okay. You're staying on target for your star. But those 5 same team members with that same production of $2,450. Okay. Because you place a $600 order, your commission check is now 13% on the same production, which would equal $318.50. Of course, I'm not adding any of these new ones coming in with 600s or any additional $50 in cash you get for everybody. That's just the commission. So don't forget, you get the $50 in cash on all those 2 people. You know, same thing. By having 5, you went from 80 to 220 to 313. So you always want to be selling enough to do your 600 because you want that 13%. That's a lot of money. One of my consultants a couple months ago got $800 in a commission check. That's a lot. I mean, how many of you could get excited about selling the product and getting a commission check? That's 2 avenues, and we have to work this. Can I just say that team building is really fun? You guys, it's really fun to grab team members. And I know sometimes it can be frustrating because we all have people that don't cooperate. And it'd be great if we could just get them to see what we see. And some team members may be a little bit challenging, and we thought that they would be great. How many of you brought somebody in challenging? We thought they'd be great. And then I can say I have brought also challenging women in, and they've become great along the way. So I've never really worried about that. I've just brought them in and put them in the arena, let my director train them and go from there. So I just want to say that. So don't analyze it, bring them in, help them to see a bigger picture and take it from there. Okay. So I just want to say that when you think about the commissions that you could earn, that is so great for all of you. So here's an assignment for all of you who are going forward. I want you to keep booking parties, and I want you going forward from now on, every time you have a party, and don't do a bunch of facials. I always do you plus 2 because it's 3 people. Every time you go out that door to a party, or with at least 3 people, I want you to take a prospect as an assistant to every party that you are going to have going forward, or a new team member. You know, Mary Kay used to say all the time, let them learn while you earn. Okay. Let them learn while you earn. They don't know what they don't know. And especially for a prospect, she comes, she watches your party of 5 people. She sees money going around the table. You know, she wasn't really interested, but you called her because you needed an assistant. You know, this is kind of a big party, and if you come and be my assistant, I'll give you $40 in free product, which costs you $20. I would do that. Let her see. Let her see all of that. Let her help. I said, see how easy and fun that was? And then let her see the money that you're earning. Okay. So that's really important. Let them learn while you earn. So always take a prospect with you or a new team member with you. Okay. And also, I will tell you, it does help you sharpen your skills, because you're like, oh my goodness, she's coming to watch me. I better be good at my clothes. I better be good at these things. So it's all good. Okay. It's all really good. And you know what I love is I love watching teams grow. I love the tag team. So I used to run track in high school, and it's the passing of the baton to the next person, and they're running, and then the faster one, and then they're running, and then the faster one, and then they're running. I've loved watching teams grow. I love my DIQs as they're building their teams, and to watch the teams of teams come through. You know, 3 great new directors have just debuted out of my unit, and our 2 more going right now. And just watching the tag team of all of that is really exciting. So a couple of key points I want to share with you is one is also to brand yourself. I've been really talking a lot about this in a lot of the things that I have done virtually. When I walk into a store, my Cadillac does not go in with me. It doesn't. And so nobody knows, that I'm in Mary Kay. So branding yourself is super important. And I want to encourage each and every one of you to go on and just buy one Mary Kay t-shirt. I like the black one that just says Mary Kay. So funny. The other night I was talking to, I think it was Rita's unit. And I said, or maybe maybe it was Holly Lowe. I was doing something for Holly Lowe. And I said, you can get the really blingy one, because I know some of you will, but I was just trying to get the simple black Mary Kay t-shirt. I'd get a baseball cap for those of you who are out at the sports stuff. I'd get something that says Mary Kay on it, and I would brand yourself and everywhere you go. Okay. Just whatever it is. So the assignment I have for you also too, for 7 days in a row, I want you to wear a Mary Kay beauty coat or a t-shirt or a baseball cap when you're out for 7 days a row. I want you to wear something that brands you, not a little tiny Mary Kay pin. I want that like on your chest. Okay. On a baseball cap, or order those, or whatever you can say, and watch what people say to you. It's so funny. I once had a beauty coat on, and I was Macy's trying some shoes on, and I always wore my beauty coat. They said, "Oh, you're Mary Kay. Do you know so-and-so?" I said, "Yeah, she's one of the consultants in my national area." She says, "Oh, she's so great." And I said, "Why doesn't she talk to you about Mary Kay?" She said, "Well, she talks to me all the time about Mary Kay." I said, "So let me talk to you. Are you going to sell shoes the rest of your life?" So it was a great opportunity for me to actually have a conversation with her. Had I not worn that beauty coat, that would not have happened. Okay. So you want to say something, then you also must be prepared with samples. Now I show these all the time, and I don't get a commission from Amazon, but I love these little tiny bags. They're on Amazon. Don't know how much they are. I forgot. Doesn't really matter, but they're ways. So have samples prepared, have a business card, have things ready, stuff them in your pockets. Okay. Put them in your purse. I have 4 purses that have bags in them with samples in them. I got tired of taking them when you know how you change purses, or maybe y'all don't, but I have 4 different colors that are going on. So I decided to have 4 different bags in each one. Okay. But be prepared with samples and share samples. You also, I would say, equip you with some information. Now there are team building materials that you can actually purchase on the Mary Kay In Touch website. You can put them in every reorder bag, or ask your director what she has that you could use as information. When someone purchases your product, you can always send a thank you text out to everybody who just purchased at your party with a little video of Mary Kay. I mean, there's a lot of shareable things on there. So if you guys are sending out a text, do something fun about Mary Kay on there too. There's a lot of little commercials, or it just fits, things like that she could relate to. Thank you for your purchase last night. I was just thinking of you, and I saw this video and it reminded me of your family situation. So just thought I would share it with you. And that's all, just easy, casual, but it's layering. It's a little piece of information. Okay. How many of you have ever gone to a store and you bought something, and when you got home, they already pre-inserted something into the bag, like a flyer or a discount or something like that? Yeah. You guys do not be dropping off reorder bags without material in them in Mary Kay. And maybe it's the 10th time that this girl's reordered, and the 10th time she's had the same piece of paper in there. She finally calls you and says, "My husband found this on the breakfast table and read it and said, I think you should do this." See, you don't know where your stuff's going to end up. Okay. And because we get such a great discount at FedEx, don't worry about it, but stuff something in there. Okay. Talk to your director about that. I have a sheet on my website that just shares the marketing, just something fun, or a video. Every time you do a reorder, okay, you could drop off the bag and then text her, "Hey, I left it on your front porch. By the way, I saw this video the other day and it reminded me of you." I would also suggest you all go onto the video library to click shareable, because that's the important part. Click shareable, and then go down to company and look at all the stories. And you might want to pull over some of the stories, like keep them on a Word document, or something on an email, or a file of some kind, where they have the stories of different people, and watch a couple of them so that you have relatable information. Some of them are super short. They're like less than 3 minutes to hear about Mary Kay opportunities. So, and I also want to talk about our sharing events too on Thursday nights. So there is no way today that I would ever be able to have over 100 national sales directors and top directors share their stories other than the virtual world. I think about it. 4 years ago next month, the world shut down. Do y'all realize that? 4 years ago next month, the world shut down. And I don't know where you were. I had just come off a 7-day beauty event in Amsterdam in Europe. We had over 2,000 leads, and 3 days later, the world shut down. Of course, we lost all 2,000 leads and the whole situation because, and it was crazy. And so the world, we all shut down, but we had to pivot. And I'm gratefully blessed to have this world today. I don't know how I would teach 415, 16, whatever it's gone up to tonight. I haven't seen that, had we not had this virtual world. So I've given you a platform on Thursday night where I've invited amazing speakers to speak to you, to hear the Mary Kay opportunity. So are you inviting them casually or intentionally? So, it's really the best way that we can get the word out by inviting people to Thursday to hear the story, to see more about what this is all about. That's another layering process. So we talk all about the things, I go through the DISC in a way. We talk about all the cars you can earn. So there's the I, and also the speaker will be relatable also too. And then we talk about how to join Mary Kay and the income we share about that. And we talk about the training, and we talk about all the things that we give back to communities and all those things too. So we've got the DISC pretty much sewn up in those events, okay? And they're relating to everybody on the sharing event. With 21 and a half months left, I want to share what Mary Kay would say if she was here. She would also say, and I didn't get paid to say this, okay? But I have never missed an event. And let me tell you, there have been times when I've had to come close. I've had 4 family members pass away during this time. My father had a heart attack the first week of my national qualifications. And I was like, are you kidding? So I was crazy. I was in charge of his estate, and it was insane. And so my older sister passed away of breast cancer. My mother and stepfather died 7 days apart from each other. Oh my gosh. So I have been through all of the things. And I just want to let you know that these events happen once a year. Career Conference is once a year. It's in March. Write that down. Every March, you are at Career Conference. Every July, August, right there, you're at seminar. Every January, you're at leadership, wherever that is. So when people say, oh, it's Career Conference, yeah, it's Career Conference, it's March. It'll be March until we die in Mary Kay. Okay, so that's just the way it is. It's the same. It's not, you don't just, oh, it's a surprise. We know this. And then usually there's a fall retreat in there too. But I just want you to know that every one of you should be registered and attend a Career Conference. I don't care where it is. If you have to drive or fly, I'm flying. You need to be there. It's the greatest training that happens once a year across the United States. It's a company-sponsored event. There will be national sales directors there teaching and speaking, million-dollar directors, red jackets, and consultants. And the training will be the best you have ever had, and to prepare for you for seminar. And if you were going to move up, this is business. It's really non-negotiable. You need to be there. Sell one clinical solution set, $120, and get yourself registered. Tomorrow, I'm going to deem Career Conference Selling Day. I want you all tomorrow who are not registered to sell enough in one day tomorrow to register yourself. So I'm sharing with you on team building because I want to help you guys grow your business, okay? I've made almost $6 million in this business. And this business is not hard. It's our head that's hard, okay? All right, so I want you to be able to do that. Lastly, I have another assignment. I want you all grab a piece of paper. And real quickly, grab a piece of paper. Good for you, Amanda. I'll see you down there. I am all over the place these days. I'll be in Long Beach this weekend, Friday, Saturday. Then I'll be in Iowa in March. I'm going to be back in Long Beach in March. I'm not sure where else I am. I'm going to be in Europe in April, everywhere. So, okay, number 1 through 5 on piece of paper. You ready? And I'm going to give you about 10 seconds. And I'll give you a few more. I want you to write down 5 names of women you would like to have on your team. I want you to write down 5 names of women you'd like to have on your team. Do it. The scary ones, the ones that you still haven't talked to because you are going to throw up if you talk to her. All those things. Okay? I want you to write them down. All right, got those 5 names? You got them. And if you don't, go to your Facebook, go to your phone. And you guys, here's the other thing. Here's another thing. Take your 10 best customers, go to their Facebook and see how many friends that they know that you don't know. It's a scary thought. Linda Tupinall was telling me for every friend that they have on Facebook, they know 500 people you don't know. So even if you only had 5 customers and you went to their Facebook and they had 500 people just on a low number on their Facebook, that's another 500 people who have 500 people that you don't know. So And then I'm going to ask you, knowing her personality, what could you send her? What could you share with her where she could relate to see the Mary Kay opportunity? Okay. All right. So I'm going to do something dangerous here. Someone can help me out with this. Kelly, maybe you can. I'm going to have you in the chat section text you my cell phone number. That's a scary thought. So if you could do that really quickly, and I want y'all to take my number down, and I want you to text me and let me know that you have added a new team member in the next 3 days. So today is Monday. I'll give you till Thursday, even Thursday night. Okay. I want you to text me that you have a new team member. Can somebody type my phone number in the chat section? That would be really helpful. If somebody can do that, that'd be great. Thank you. There we go. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, don't let it go up there too far. So get it quickly. Everybody see it? There it is. Go fast. Okay. So if you want to, just text me that you've added a team member in the next 3 days. Okay. I know you all can do this, but you need to be intentional and not casual. You need to learn how to connect, and you need to follow up. And how many will you have on the next sharing event this Thursday? Carmi Rosas is speaking on Thursday. And 8 is a magic number in Mary Kay because it's the number for DIQ, and it's also the number to get on target for your car. And so both of those are there. Okay. So before we do everything else tonight, I just want to thank you all for spending time with me tonight. And I'm just going to close with a few things here. Let me close this out here so that we can get this. And I do want to encourage you all to go back and watch this recording over and over and over.